Okay. Hi guys, welcome back to today's video. Welcome back? You haven't been to this video before. Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Thanks for clicking on today's video. Today I'm doing a little bit of a different styled video. This is just going to be a sit down video. I thought I could maybe do this in a part 1 and part 2. Part 2 would not be coming out for like another year, purely because it is going to be about my fitness journey. I will be talking about from where I started to where I am now, and then from part 2, if I do choose to do a part 2 or part 3, whatever, when I hit more of my goals, they will be in another video. I have always been very active. I was chubby, but I always liked exercise to an extent. So when I was younger, I didn't do any like group sports. I did sports in school when I was in primary school. So I did netball, and we used to play a lot of things like hockey. We did newspaper hockey, which everyone's probably like, what is that? Newspaper hockey was where we literally get like big rolls of newspaper and we roll up the newspaper and then we use them as hockey sticks. It was the funnest thing we could ever do. Like, we played on the basketball court. I also did things like Oz tag. The first memory I have of Oz tag was when I was in either year 4 or year 5, and my best friend at the time, we had like the little tags around our waist, and we had like, you could wear pants or skirts, and I've always preferred pants. I'm not really a big skirt person. Whenever I've worn skirts, it's a windy day, and I have had an incident where my skirt has blown up, and on my 18th birthday, my dress flew up. So it was a great way to welcome myself to my adulthood. My friend actually, I went to fill up my car, and my friend actually had to hold my dress down while I was filling up the car, and then take the money in and pay for it because my dress just flew up. And then, well, let's just say that the person at the service station said that it was probably the most amazing thing they've seen in the 10 years they've been there. So my 18th birthday was wonderful, in case any of you are wondering. It's a bit off topic, but it's a funny story. So pretty much, yeah, we had like a little skirt, and they went to pull it, like the Oz tag, and they pulled her whole skirt off, and she didn't realize. And she's like running across the basketball court, and she gets to the end and realizes she's just got her undies on, and it was the funniest thing I think I've ever seen in my life. Honestly, it was so funny. But anyway, so moral of the story is I've been active since I was young. I'm going to be inserting like videos and pictures, probably mostly pictures. I don't actually have that many from when I was younger. I hated photos because I was super chubby, and then when I got really thin, I've always got photos with friends, and even then you can't really tell what I look like because I'm not like a swimwear type of person. I burn easy at the beach, so I never wore anything showing my stomach or too revealing. Like, everything pretty much, you can't tell that I was pretty much like a stick. So fast forwarding to high school, by year 9 I weighed 74.5 kilograms, and that was no muscle. Like, my legs have always been big, fair bit of muscle there, but overall it was just mostly fat. I wasn't overweight, but I was extremely chubby. I'd be hitting the overweight stage soonish. I'd say I was a size 14 in Australia. I was very big. So my original fitness goals were just, I want to be thin. I just don't want to be fat anymore. So I started taking up running, and I actually pretty much stopped eating, which is very bad, I know. I realize that now. I tried to eat less, and once I hit a point, I would stop losing weight. So I went from 74.5, and then I went down to 65. I was running every single afternoon. I was eating barely anything, and I hit a standpoint. And for about a month to a month and a half, I didn't lose any more weight. I didn't put any on. Like, obviously you fluctuate with your weight, with water weight and everything. I was around the same weight for about a month and a half. I hated that. So of course I decided to eat less and run more. So by the end of it, I was able to run 1 hour and 7 minutes, I believe it was. I took a screenshot when I was younger so I could remember, of running without stopping. So I never walked. There was some jogging, but I had very good endurance when I was younger. So that's the type of exercise I originally started off. The high school cross country in year 11 is what I kind of aimed to do, because in the year 10 one I wasn't fully there yet. So by year 11 I was like doing the cross country really well. I made it to the, I don't know what the next stage is called. So the start of year 10 I was 74.5 kilograms. By the end of year 10 I was 57 kilograms. That was 17.5 kilograms that I lost in 1 year, which I know in a space of a year it's not a lot, but for someone that's barely eating, and for someone that struggled to lose weight ever since I can remember. My grandma has a very bad tendency to cook in fat. She likes to make us chubby for no reason. She just likes to feed us. So after that, I became a lot more strict on what I ate, and when I was younger, it was more like I have to do this to stay thin. It wasn't I want to do this to be healthy. It was, oh, this is the only way I can be the way I want to be. I still wasn't fully happy. Even though I was 57 kilograms, I wasn't anorexic. I didn't feel like I needed to lose more weight, but I still wasn't happy. I was still insecure. I was like, oh no, I can't show my belly. My legs are still too big. I was in an anorexic mindset of I thought everything was too big, but I knew that going further was bad. So I was aware that if I did anything worse than what I was doing, it would be bad for me. But I didn't really know how to make myself feel good because I'd lost all this weight, and I was like, yeah, I have more energy, I feel a lot better, but I don't feel like myself still. So over the space of year 11, I maintained between 57 to 60 kilograms, up and down a little bit. Hit year 12, still about the same. Really random story. Anyone that lives in Australia knows this. There was kind of a big 2015 flooding. That's when I turned 18. So I was in year 12 in 2015. There was April floods. And unfortunately, I don't know if anyone watches the news, but my little place, we have one bridge access. So I used to live on a farm, my family still lives there, and we're right at the end of the road, and right near the start of the road there was a bridge. It's the only way in and out of the road is that bridge. The floods were so bad that they took this very big sturdy bridge. I could not tell you how it did it. It was insane. It got knocked out and I was pretty much isolated. So 4 weeks we couldn't get out. They made a road where it was 4-wheel drive, but I didn't have a 4-wheel drive. So even when we could get out, I had to wait an extra 2-ish weeks. So pretty much I binge ate because I had nothing else to do. My school wasn't sending me stuff to like study. I was in year 12, so I was freaking out. So from all the stress, from all the boredom, I just kind of went back to eating. So I did exercise. I didn't exercise so much. I found love for pastries in year 12. My mum would literally make me puff pastry and I would just eat it. Like I wouldn't eat a puff pastry like she just put the single strands of puff pastry in the oven and I'd eat it. Like it was so good to me. I'd never really eaten puff pastry or pastry things. I was like, oh, this is amazing. I think I went up to 70 kilograms again. I was around 60, I think, when the isolation started, so I went up about 10 kilograms over the space of year 12. I'm not sure how much in just the 4 weeks of isolation, but overall from January to August, I put on about 10 kilograms. When I got back to school, I was super stressed because I had my art projects to do. I was doing English Advanced, Extension 1 and Extension 2, which is story writing. There was so much I had to do. I honestly don't know how I made it through high school, but once I got to the end of high school, so before my HSC started, so between graduation and my HSC, I decided, no, I'm going to do something. I have to get back to where I was. Not necessarily exactly the same place, but like I need to lose weight. So I was around 70, 71 kilograms. My friend who was starting to get into exercise as well, she's like, oh, I'm following Kayla Itsines Bikini Body Guide. You should give it a go. And I was like, okay, I have no idea what this is, but I'll give it a shot. That's when my exercise really took off. Ever since then, I've never stopped exercising. That's kind of when I fell in love with it. I started off with Kayla Itsines Bikini Body Guide. I did the first 12 weeks. So in the first 6 weeks, I went from 71 down to 64. So because my body wasn't used to doing body weight style exercises, using extra muscles that I really didn't utilize ever, I lost a lot more fat quickly. I felt more confident, and then it also, with Kayla, I loved the workout guides. I think they're great, but for my body, obviously everybody's different. So my body somehow got so used to the program that I wasn't making any more progress. Like I added in more reps. I did longer sessions rather than 28 minutes. I was eating more as well because my energy and my metabolism had sped up. So I was needing more to fuel myself. And I think because I hadn't fully worked out my eating habits as well as the workout guide, I think a mixture of both of them kind of made me put on a little bit of weight again. So I ended up being like 66 or something. So September 2015, I started that. And then I was doing that until around the mid next year. And then the last 6 months of 2016, I was just I was doing running, some of Kayla's workouts, and I was doing my own bodyweight stuff. I was getting more used to the style of bodyweight that I was able to branch out on my own and find what I liked. There was exercises that I hated, so snap jumps and commandos. I absolutely hate commandos, and burpees just really led me away from Kayla's guide. I know that you can add in your own workouts and stuff like that. Like you can, if you don't like something, you can change for something that's very similar, but I just felt I'd got what I needed out of that guide, and it helped guide me in the direction of my own fitness journey. So when I hit end of 2016, it was in late December, I believe, it was just before New Year's, I started my gym journey. So I go to Anytime Fitness. It's a bit more expensive than a lot of the other gyms around here, but I know that I can go wherever I am. I've moved out of home and I've gone to different places from where I originally was. I never had to join a different gym because when you went there, it just transferred your membership. But from there, I went from like a little 66, 67 kilogram person, a little bit more fat, and I am now down to 69 kilograms. There's so many different goals I've had that naming them in this video would be impossible because I don't remember them all. But I've always, in the beginning, I was trying to spot reduce. I then learned you can't spot reduce. So then to try and do more full body stuff, I've gone through different phases of I only want to do body weight, or I want to do very lightweight. I want to do more reps and less sets and stuff like that. So I've gone through so many different ways where I've gotten myself to where I am. I'm looking at toning more now. I'm very fit. I know that I'm very fit, but I still do have a problem with my stomach fat and my thighs. I've always struggled with those two areas the most. My arms are a bit bigger than I want them to be, but I'm not too worried because there's nothing wrong with them, the size that they are and everything. It's just, obviously, there's a lot of goals that I still have. Originally, I wanted to build muscle. I built a lot of muscle, then I built too much muscle. I wanted to cut. I tried cutting, lost some fat. Probably haven't lost that much muscle, to be honest. I'm not really good at the whole bulking and cutting situation as of yet. Although I've been at the gym for like 3 and a bit years, I'm still new to a lot of situations. Then when I've gone from cutting, I wanted to do toning with the muscle I do have. So I've gone through so many different style exercises, trying to progressive overload to continuous reps. We are in isolation, so obviously home workouts is what I've been doing. But before this started, past 2 months, because my metabolism has gotten a lot faster over the past few years, I've always found it hard to adjust to how much I should be eating. So I've been tracking what I eat the past 2 months, and I was 71.5 kilograms. I'm now down to 69.5, so I've lost 2 kilograms in the past like month and a half. I know that's not a lot, but I'm happy with my body at the moment. I'm not worried about being too bulky. Yeah, there's some things about myself I do want to change, and I would love to change just in the click of a finger, but it's not realistic. So I'm not worried about how fast the fat comes off. As long as I'm trying to slowly pace myself and get used to what I'm doing, I feel like that's, for me at this point, is really good. I know this isn't a very in-depth video for you guys. I don't remember a lot of it, obviously, because I've had so many changes. So I've gone through so many different phases that even the mindset that I was in would be hard to go back to. The only thing I really remember is my high school mindset, where I was just very unhealthy and I was depressed and angry. It was really hard for me to focus on that, and it was only when I was really happy that I was able to put all my energy, almost my energy, some of it still had gone to school, but all the energy I had available into being healthy. And although it wasn't in the right way at that time, because I obviously had limited knowledge, the school I went to was a little country school. We don't know anything about nutrition or that type of thing. They teach us like physical activity, but not really. Because I've joined the gym and I've got more into health and fitness, my interest has definitely jumped. Yeah, so in my gym experience, I have been through so many different emotions, so many different mindsets, all of obviously being more positive. I wouldn't be able to get to where I am without a positive mindset. I do believe that your mindset and your nutrition do go along with your physical activity. There's so many different things that come into it, like hormones and stuff. One of the reasons I actually got into fitness as well is that I actually have PCOS, polycystic ovary syndrome. I'm not sure how many people know about that. I think it's fairly well known. My doctor said to me at that point, even though I was healthy, if I even put on 3 kilograms quick, I would get diabetes. So it was kind of that moment for me. Not only was I feeling chubby, but for her to say that to me was like, okay, I need to do something about this. So that's what's kept me motivated for the past 4.5 years. I feel like finding something that motivates you is what's going to keep you going. And every time I'm like, oh, it's fine, I do still snack. I'm not one of those people that eats healthy 100%. Honestly, I probably eat healthy 70% of the time. The past couple of weeks I've been a lot better, so probably like 90% of the time. But on a general basis, I eat healthy about 70%, unhealthy 30%. So I even it out a little bit. Obviously I should be eating 80-20, but 70-30 for me at this point is still good. I'm still getting there. It's all about taking time and getting to where you want to go. And it took me a while to learn that. I always thought I had to be healthy, I had to eat this, I had to have no fat. I didn't understand the concept of fat and carbs and protein. I was like, no, you need lots of protein, you need little carbs and little fat. And that's how I got my muscle. I ended up getting iron deficiency when I got into exercise because I was not eating the right foods. Because of all of these factors, that has influenced me to be studying nutrition and dietetics. I just want to share this with you guys and hope that it inspired a few people just to kind of get your butts moving, I guess. Because I know that a lot of people think about starting and they never do. I used to be one of those people, and when I did start, I did it wrong. I know that people say there's no right or wrong way in a lot of things, but in fitness and in health there is. Exercising good but eating bad is a wrong way to do it. You can't expect results if you're not going to try and get them. And a healthy mindset and doing it properly is what is best, because I know that the first 3 years of my experience I was not doing very well. I didn't eat properly, I wasn't eating, I wasn't considering my carbohydrates, my fats, my proteins. I didn't think about any of that. I didn't learn about it, I wasn't told about it. So I feel like if you want to know something, look it up, find someone that knows about it, or studying something that you enjoy, ask them questions, go to someone that's a personal trainer or even a nutritionist, because they will help you a lot. Looking into what you want to do and do it the right way, because if you do it the wrong way, there can be consequences. And I know that with my eating habits in the beginning, I could have went down a very bad spiral. I'm doing a lot more HIIT style now and cardio based. I've added that in, some body weight, and I am still doing weights. So the only main goal for me at the moment is making sure that I add in a lot more cardio so that I can drop more fat, and most of it is HIIT related or like high intensity. I hope you guys enjoyed my video today. I hope you got a little bit of insight into kind of what my journey was like. I know it wasn't very in depth. If you liked it, please do like and subscribe. I hope to see you guys in my next video. Bye.